Hey everybody, it's Andrew back again with another video, and today we have our HP Omen 16 gaming laptop here for 2023. And there's a lot of improvements here, especially under the hood. We're talking about a nice CPU performance, a nice GPU performance year over year. We're going to get into the numbers. We've got the HX processor. You can get it with the Core i7 or the i9. It's from Intel. It's got the RTX 4080 GPU, 145 watt total TGP, and I think the combination here is really good. But one of the best things about it, of course, is going to be the display, which is a really high-res display, as well as a 240 hertz refresh rate, 3 millisecond response time, perfect for the gamer. And best of all, it won't break the bank. Considering the price to performance ratio here, you're getting a lot for the money. Hey everybody, it's Andrew, and this is my review of the HP Omen 16 gaming laptop here for 2023. Coming up. Now, before we get to the unit itself, I just want to let everyone know, in the interest of transparency and full disclosure, I'm not being paid by HP, I'm not being sponsored by HP. All the opinions you're about to hear are my own. HP is not getting copy approval. That means you're seeing this video for the first time, just like you. Now, this unit is on loan from HP, and once this review is done, I'll be sending it back. Now, pricing for the Omen 16 starts at $1,499.99 over at HP's website, but you could also pick up different SKUs over at Best Buy. Now, Best Buy has one with the 4050 GPU, and then, of course, you could also get it with the AMD Ryzen processor. And for those interested, I'll leave links for everything in the description below. And with the specs and pricing out of the way, let's find out what you get inside the box. And lifting the lid, you're greeted by the unit itself with a nice little surprise in the box, the HyperX Cloud 2 wireless headset, and yeah, it's really good. Now, we'll get to the unit itself, so we'll put that to the side, but we also get some documentation, which includes some warranty information as well. You get your power cord along with the 280 watt power adapter that has a barrel pin connection. Now, holding the unit for the first time, the design is actually really nice, and I'm happy they went with this understated logo as opposed to that diamond cutout logo they were doing in the past. This looks a little bit more understated, a little bit more classy in my opinion. So that's a nice touch there. Now, this is the shadow black color. It will collect a lot of fingerprints. It's just the nature of having a black laptop, of course. And the build quality is actually really good. Made of mostly plastics, but I think it feels pretty high-end nonetheless. So that's going to be pretty good when you're traveling around. It seems pretty durable as well. Now, for just the laptop alone, as far as weight is concerned, you're looking at 2.412 kilograms or 5.317 pounds. And with the power adapter and the power cord for a total travel weight of 3.233 kilograms or 7.127 pounds. Yeah, it's a lot to carry around, but it is a gaming laptop at the end of the day. Okay, let's check out the port selection. On the left side are two USB Type-C Thunderbolt 4 ports and a 3.5 millimeter microphone headphone combo jack. Moving over to the right side is a full-size USB-A port. And on the back are the remaining ports where your power port resides, the gigabit LAN port, your HDMI 2.1 port, and your USB Type-A port to round out the ports on this laptop. I would say all in all, very nice port selection. I like the fact that those main ports are on the back away from the user, out of the way as far as cords are concerned. Notably missing, there's no SD card reader that you had last year. You don't get it this time around. Now, as far as what's internally here, you can see that the RAM is upgradable. We're looking at 16 gigabytes of DDR5 4800 RAM included with my review unit, although you can configure it at HP's website up to 32 gigabytes of RAM, two 16 gigabyte sticks. And as far as the SSD, here you can see some really good reads and writes, certainly Gen 4 speeds we like to see here in 2023. So fast overall, that's been pretty good. Now, as far as the wireless card, that is slotted in, not soldered in. You're looking at Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.3. That combo card has been working well. No issues in either the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth, both working flawlessly. And while we're inside, you'll notice the two fans for cooling. We'll get into the thermal performance later on in this review. And you'll notice that 83 watt hour battery. We'll get into the battery life as well later on. Okay, let's talk about the display. We're looking at a 16.1-inch IPS display with a resolution of 2560 by 1440. And yes, that is a 16:9 aspect ratio with 182 pixels per inch for those wondering. And it's a non-glossy display, so you don't have to deal with the unnecessary glare or reflections. That's been great. But of course, gaming is the priority here and has a high refresh rate of 240 hertz with a 3 millisecond response time. That means you're going to get that very smooth, very fluid gameplay that you'd want, especially out of a gaming laptop. This will not disappoint. Now, as far as brightness is concerned, they're claiming 300 nits of brightness, although I got just slightly below that, 299 nits, pretty close, of course, but not bright enough for my taste. I like to see it above 400 nits, but that's not what you're going to get here. Now, having said that, it does have good coverage of the color gamut, not stellar, but of course, you're not really optimizing this for content creation. You're doing this more for the gaming aspect. It's got a pretty decent color accuracy as well, the 1.97 Delta E score, decent contrast, 880:1, and a very good black level of 0.31, as well as a good white point. So the overall metrics are pretty good on this, although I would like to see it a little bit brighter. Now, consuming media, watching Netflix, Amazon, YouTube, especially with a 16:9 aspect ratio, is certainly optimized. No black bars on the top and the bottom. That's a benefit of going with the 16:9. But when you want to get work done, having a 16:10 would have been a little bit better, seeing that you would have had more on the display, do less scrolling when it comes to web browsing. But again, gaming is going to be better for some when you're looking at a 16:9, although a lot of the trend has been to move to the 16:10. But I'm curious to know what you think. Let me know about that in the comments section below. But my overall takeaway is this is a very good display, all around display for whatever you needed to do. So it really did the job here. So this is the camera on the HP Omen 16 here for 2023. We're looking at 1080p camera here. There's a physical shutter switch above the camera that gives you the option for more security and privacy. You gotta like that. Nice to see 1080p here on a gaming focused laptop, of course, but it is not IR. That means there's no face recognition and there's no fingerprint scanner either. But again, the focus here is on the gaming aspects, not so much on the other aspects such as security and all that, although you can put a pin in and, of course, your password to get in, or log in, I should say, into Windows. What do you think about the video quality of the camera? What do you think about the mics here as far as the audio? Let me know in the comments section below. Okay, let's talk performance, and this is running the Core i7-13700HX processor, although you can configure this up to a Core i9-13900HX for a little bit more horsepower, and it has the NVIDIA RTX 4080 GPU with 145 watt total TGP. So you're looking at a pretty nice CPU GPU combination, not only to game on this laptop, but to get work done, say to do Lightroom, Photoshop, video editing in Premiere Pro, or DaVinci Resolve. Now, speaking of DaVinci Resolve, I was able to render a 3-minute 4K video H.264 in 1 minute 49 seconds. That's a pretty good result, although not as good as some dedicated creator laptops, as you see here. And when I rendered that same video in a different codec, H.265, it took 1 minute 26 seconds to render that video. So for those that want an all-purpose general laptop, not only to game on, but to do things such as content creation and doing video editing, this certainly can get the job done. Now, performance control is done in the Omen gaming app. That, of course, gives you a lot of customization. You got the eco mode, the balance mode, and of course, the performance mode. The thermal control can be done automatically, or you can do it in manual. So a lot of customization at your fingertips. And having a really strong CPU-GPU combination here results in some very good gaming performance, as indicated by these very playable frame rates on some of the more popular titles. You can play AAA titles, of course, like Cyberpunk 2077, a very graphics-intensive game. And as you can see, even 4K, 35 frames per second, which is certainly doable here. And of course, you could do other games. It just depends on your settings, but very good results here. Now, as far as thermal throttling is concerned, when I ran the TimeSpy stress test, it got a score of 88.5%. Well, it didn't get a passing score, but it didn't detect too much thermal throttling, although it detected a little bit, indicated by that score. Again, a passing score would have been 97% or higher. And when it comes to the surface temperatures, you're looking at around 40 degrees Celsius above the keyboard below the display. And on the underside, about 55 degrees Celsius in this hotspot, as you see here. But for the most part, remained relatively cool. Now, where the heating vent on the back, getting about 46 degrees Celsius, that makes sense. But where you're actually placing your hands, not very hot at all. So that's been pretty good. And when it comes to fan noise, you're looking at around 58 decibels under maximum load when you're playing AAA titles, which is pretty typical of a gaming laptop in that mode. All right, let's talk about battery life. And this sports a 6-cell 83 watt-hour battery, and it did 5 hours and 33 minutes on the PC Mark X Modern Office battery test. And to be honest, that's a little bit better than I thought it was going to get. So not too bad when you consider this is a gaming laptop, not optimized for maximum battery life, where performance is the priority here. Now, when you're looking at it compared to other laptops in this category, here, for instance, against the Legion Pro 7, the 16-inch, very similar results when it comes to both the PC Mark X Modern Office battery test as well as the video playback test. And when it comes to gaming, of course, maybe an hour or so, but don't expect more than that. That's pretty typical, although that Legion Pro 7 did well, doubling the runtime as far as the gaming performance. But as far as battery life, I would say it's okay for a gaming laptop, nothing too spectacular. And for those wondering, yes, you can open the lid with one finger and the screen goes back 180 degrees. And the hinges are actually improved here over prior iterations. I'm seeing a little bit less screen wobble than in past generations, so that's been pretty good. Now, as far as the keyboard itself is concerned, good tactility, good feedback, good actuation, overall good key travel, and I think it was pretty comfortable for typing out documents, emails, pretty good in that regard. And certainly playing games with the keyboard is certainly doable here. So overall, good job there. Now, it does have the RGB backlighting, customizable in the settings, of course. You can do the breathing, you can do all the different effects and so forth. So for those that are into RGB lighting, this certainly gives you a lot of customization. I'm not into it, but for those that are, there is that customization. Now, as far as that touchpad, I thought it was responsive when it comes to two-finger scrolling. All the gestures work as you'd expect. Pretty good touchpad for a gaming laptop. Now let's talk about audio. A nice pleasant surprise here. I think year over year we're seeing an improvement, and that's nice to hear because usually gaming laptops are not great. I think they think you're going to be using a lot of gaming headsets and so forth. So that's always been an afterthought. Not so much here with this year's Omen 16, where I think there's an improvement in terms of the volume, the mids, the bass, all seem to be better than last year's version. But I'm curious to know what you think. Let me know in the comment section below. Let's give it a listen and let me know what you think, but pretty good overall.
Such a long time, I can feel my heart jumping. Are you still mine? No one ever buried, no, but I come close a time or two.
And I love the fact that they included this wireless headset, the HyperX Cloud 2 gaming headset, that worked out really well. A lot better than I expected. Nice. Okay, people, let's bring it all home. What do I think about the HP Omen 16 gaming laptop here for 2023? I like the display, 16.1 inches, 240 hertz, 3 millisecond response time, perfect for the gamer. Spacious, comfortable keyboard, excellent CPU and GPU performance, competitive gaming performance, no major throttling detected, easy access for servicing, Thunderbolt 4 support, and relatively slim and lightweight for its class. Negatives include loud fan noise under heavy load, no SD card this time around, and somewhat mediocre battery life, not too unexpected here with this type of gaming laptop. But there's a lot to like here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give the HP Omen 16 gaming laptop here for 2023 a score of 86%, definitely making it worth your money. So please hit the like button, please subscribe, please share this video. Don't forget to leave a comment in that comment section below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if there's a device or something out there you think I should review. I'll do my best to try to make that happen. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and the platform formerly known as Twitter. So until next time, this is Andrew, and I will see you in the next video.